Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Big Fry, and throughout all of this Ready or Not news, I've realized that quite a few of you guys have never heard of a little game called Ground Branch, and this is something that I've been following kind of off the radar for a long time. I backed the game, I want to say back in like 2015. It is a tactical shooter that is available on Steam that has been in development forever. It's been a long time. I want to say since 2013, 2014, and these guys have kept their noses to the grindstone and have busted their ass over the past few years to try and keep this game afloat in a market that has shit on tactical shooters up until very, very recently. These guys were trying to push through and make something cool. It's being developed by one of the old original Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon developers. I've covered the game on the channel in the past, and lately, with all of this Ready or Not shit that's been going on, Ground Branch is seemingly like the indie tactical shooter that everybody wants to talk about now. And let me tell you, I mean, nobody likes to root for people's downfalls, but I can imagine that the attention that Ground Branch has been getting over the past couple of weeks has been pretty cool for them. They just put out an Intel update, which is essentially breaking down the road to the next big update, which is 1030. And this update is changing the game for them. They don't know when it's coming out. They're saying could be a few weeks, could be a little longer too. When it comes to indie development, it's kind of tough to tell. But what's going to be in this update that has got everybody talking? This is the new animation update. They are getting prone. They're getting new like high, ready, and low weapon positions. There is a completely new character rig being implemented, which is basically going to serve all of these upcoming transitions, poses, stances, and just overall animations, some reworked reloads, as well as a generally more natural feeling character. Can't wait for that, man. The whole time I've played it, I've understood where they wanted to go with it, but the game has always felt just a little bit clunky. But obviously, alpha early access, they had a great foundation to start out with, and I'm just excited to see that they're moving forward with it. They're adding an encumbrance system, so the initial pass is going to add stamina, which is affected by both loadout, weight, and movement. If you guys haven't seen the customization in this, it's phenomenal. Arm fatigue is also tracked independently, so even if your stamina is at maximum levels, your aim will still become less stable over time while holding your weapon at the ready. So if you keep the muzzle forward. If you guys don't know, you can keep the gun kind of high, you can keep it low, or you can kind of keep it up like a more traditional FPS, and apparently this is now going to affect stamina. Heavier weapons are also going to add more arm fatigue, so you might want to think twice before taking an LMG or mounting a dozen attachments to your AR. So now they're starting to become consequences for stacking like 12 scopes on top of one another. They're bringing new soundscapes, small town depot, storage facility, and all of their training maps are going to have day and night soundscapes added to the game, also known as environment or ambient sound. Their intrepid sound engineer, Mixon? I'm going to call you Mikeson, and it's probably wrong. He hopes to be able to get even more maps done in time for 1030. There's a whole bunch of new character assets, including, beanies and jackets, camouflage, ACU, rolled shirts, a whole bunch of new tops, just a lot of stuff going on. It looks like they have new arms as well, or new hands. Like, there's so much stuff going on right now in terms of the customization. Gloves. I'm basically going to be scrolling through the page. They're putting a lot of shit in this game. Their customization has always been one of the reasons to play this game, and this is just proving it right here. From jeans to sweaters to jackets to whatever you can name, it's all just going in the game. There's new PvP maps being added. One is an upgraded version of their already added in paintball map, and then they have another one that they say is branched out from the concept of the old nature area benchmark map in the game. They are also adding or playing around with the idea of shootable / fresh interactive lights, which is, dude, this is something I was talking in another video about how you can go in and and this was just an idea of mine, where if you're doing like a co-op mission, or if you're playing in PvP and it's like attack and defend, and your enemy is like inside a building, you could go up and like kill all the lights, turn on your night vision, and go off through that. This game is actually adding that in a multiplayer environment. Pretty fucking sweet. They're adding a tacked out FAL with accessory rails, and the G3A3 are the two new battle rifle additions. But here's where it gets really exciting for me as somebody who I like to think, even though a lot of people think that I'm like negative and, you know, fucking asshole or whatever, I like to watch indie developers win. And the dev team for Ground Branch has now announced that they are expanding. They used to have what looks like 4 people. Toady is another guy, as you already know, has been handling animations for the past several months. So they've had John, Chris, Scopey, Mixon, and I guess they brought in Toady for the last, however long. They're now bringing in Daniel Conroy, our newest collaborator. Dan is a hard surface artist, now in charge of weapon and general equipment models, having previously worked on a VR shooter called Onward. Now, I love Onward. Like, out of all the VR shooters that I've played, Onward is easily my favorite out of all of them. So this is really exciting. They're having an art overhaul as well. So this is what they say. A lot of what we've shown so far reflects the art overhaul process that will be happening over many months to come. We've been working hard on the details of apparel, gear, and the weapons, and we want them to not only have variety and authenticity, but polish and art consistency as well. And that's what I noticed looking at all of those, like the hats, the jackets, everything just looks a lot better than it did before, which is great. An art overhaul wouldn't be complete without a new UI, which we have yours truly working on. I'm guessing this is written by John himself. Here's a little mock-up concept of where it's currently headed, but keep in mind that it's merely a work in progress. You guys are seeing it on screen here. Looks so much better than where it was before. This is exactly what I wish Ready or Not would have done with their menus. I said it in the video. If you wanted to have a guy sitting here, showcasing his gun with like cool, like full body animations, just have the menu separately over on the side so it looks really nice. And then when you make the changes on the character standing in front of me in real time. If you really wanted to go that like almost AAA route and make it super quality, this is the way it should have been done. And I mean, there it is, right there. They say that you guys have been asking for a proper roadmap for a while now, and we finally managed to put some time aside to work on one. We'll be making it public very soon. Now, that translates to we finally have a roadmap, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, for a long time, this game has been almost in like limbo state, where you weren't really sure how successful it was going to be. The devs have been underfunded, paying out of pocket for years. They have been busting their fucking ass for years on end. And then you have huge news incoming. This is how they wrap up this entire post. We have some seriously exciting news coming out very soon, and the future of Ground Branch is looking very, very good indeed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all. Now, I don't know what this news could be, but I'm fucking pumped. I'll say that. Ground Branch is turning into the game that I think a lot of us have been looking for on the PC. And maybe with this huge news, with all of these changes coming out, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Big Fry. I'm excited for the future of this title, and I hope you guys are too. Again, early days right now, but hopefully things can turn around for this dev team and they can start working towards the title that I know in their heart of hearts they've always wanted to make. My name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.